To begin, I want to talk about the HACK instructional model. Essentially, every program or skill that I have learned in this class can be encompassed by the HACK model. The model gives a comprehensive view of how to use technology in a classroom, how to introduce technology to students, as well as how to design lessons that integrate technology. An H lesson is what a teacher might use to start introducing technology into the classroom. It takes an activity that a student might use a pen and paper for and replaces the pen and paper with technology. An example lesson I created for this is one that could be used for a 5th grade classroom, where rather than writing narratives using different points of views on paper, the students could create a Telegami character that narrates their story for them, whether in first, second, or third person. An A lesson is what a teacher would use when students understand the technology that they are using. Students can choose what platform they want to use that best suits their learning styles to complete an assignment. The example lesson that I created is for a 3rd grade classroom where students are learning how to understand what an adjective might mean. For example, how might we know if somebody is friendly? Students could choose between creating a concept map that unpacks the adjective, or they could use a drawing app to draw different actions of somebody being friendly. When a classroom becomes a C classroom, it is because students are so used to technology being used that they are fluent in their technology use and it is no longer a novelty to them. Technology is just a regular and important part of classroom procedures at this point. The teacher designs lessons specific for technology use that require students to perform at a deeper level of thinking than the H or A stages require them to be at. A classroom that has reached the K stage of the model is very similar to a classroom that is at the C stage. The K stage includes a lot of engaging project work that connects many different subject areas together. Oftentimes, these projects contain real-life application for students, which leads to higher engagement and student ownership of the work. One unit I thoroughly enjoyed was going over the different learning platforms. Many of the platforms are presentation tools that teachers can use in their classrooms and are tools that students can also use to create projects. Some of my favorites include Adobe Spark, Animoto, and iMovie. Each of these platforms are fairly simple to use, easy to learn if you don't yet know how to use them, student-friendly, and they can all create fun yet professional-looking presentations. The Innovative Instruction unit was also one that I found to be very educational. In this unit, I learned about mastery, personalized, blended, and flipped learning instructional styles. For this unit, the group I worked with created a presentation on blended learning. We used a presentation tool called Haiku Deck and created a Kahoot to involve the class at the end of the presentation. From this experience, I was able to see how the different instructional styles work, and as a result of this knowledge, I would love to eventually use a mix of mastery and blended learning in my future classroom. Blended learning is a mix of learning through technology as well as doing direct instruction lesson times with a teacher. The blended learning model seems to be the perfect blend of online and face-to-face work. Mastery learning creates an environment for students to keep working with a concept until they have reached a benchmark proficiency with it. Using blended learning alongside mastery learning can create an environment that students of all achievement levels can function at. As for the presentation tool we used, Haiku Deck is a new favorite of mine because it creates a very aesthetically pleasing and professional product. I wouldn't use it in an elementary classroom setting most likely, but if I ever needed to create an outline visual for a professional presentation, Haiku Deck would be my first choice. Perhaps one of the most useful things that I learned, though, is how to make a simple and effective website through Google Sites. By learning how to do this by creating my technology portfolio, I will be able to transfer this knowledge to my future classroom. By having a class website, I can put any necessary files or links for students that may be accessible both in and out of school. I can potentially organize my site by units as well, so students who need extra review can go back and look at previous knowledge, and students who want to challenge themselves can start to prepare themselves for future units. Overall, this semester has been quite the learning experience and quite enjoyable as well. Thank you.